I trust that you are doing well and looking forward to Easter. Easter is a time of deep reflection. It's a time to reconnect with God and find our way back to the Savior. Deep reflection is always needed for deep connection. You cannot connect deeply when you don't take time to reflect. And so let's all take time this Easter to reflect deeply on the events that led to the cross. The cross, which is the ultimate purpose, it shows us the ultimate purpose of the coming of Jesus Christ to the world. Today marks the first day of Passion Week. And Passion Week is a time to sit back and think through and read the stories about the last days of Jesus on earth and the last events that led to his death, his burial, and his resurrection. Today, I'd like us to look at the word service. Jesus demonstrated service to his disciples in many different ways. One of them is in John chapter 13, from verse 2 following all the way down to verse 6. Jesus rose up after supper and laid aside his garment, picked a towel, gathered his waist, poured water in a basin, and began to wash the feet of his disciples. A great demonstration of service and humility. Service must be done in humility to be appreciated and to touch the hearts of those being served. When you combine service and humility, you make a great impact and create a great impression on the minds of the people you lead. And leadership is about service and service in humility. Another place where he demonstrated service and humility to the disciples is in Luke 24. Luke 22 from verse 24. At a time like this when there is so much going on and Jesus was on his way to be betrayed and crucified, here were the disciples arguing in Luke 22 from 24 about who will be the greatest. Just imagine. And today there are a lot of fights around who will lead in government, in our institutions, who will be the next head of department, who will be the next minister in charge of a big church, who will be the next president, the next CEO, the next assemblyman. Unfortunately, even in the church, these kinds of struggle continue. And Jesus stepped in and explained to them that no. And in the verse 25, Luke 22:25, Jesus said to them that the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. And then he told them from the verse 26 that contrary to that culture, you must be different. Because the one who is greatest among you should act as the one who is the youngest, and the one who governs should be as one who serves, because he himself was among them as one who served. Leadership is about service. Governance is about service. Good governance is about serving the people. Serving the greatest number of the people with the greatest good. That is good governance. And so today we have looked at service. Jesus serving his disciples. We have looked at how we need to combine service with humility. And we have looked at the importance of reflections that enable us to connect with people and also with God. These reflections will continue throughout this week. Take time to read the stories in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The stories that explain and narrate the stories and the events that led to Calvary. I wish you well. God bless you.